guys, and welcome to the second episode of Mia's Crafts Club. Today I don't have kids, I have me, but this craft is meant for every age child from about a year on up. The big thing is, for the younger kids, can they grip an item and put it in the container? This one takes a little more prep than the others on your part. What you do is when you're on a vacation or big trip with your child, pick up some things. Now, for these, it's really great if you went on a vacation to the beach or something to pick up sand and such, because that will be a very cool piece. Now I'm going to show you some containers you can and can't use for this project. I've got a glass container because we don't have children that live in our house, but if you had a child that lived in your house, I wouldn't use a glass container. This one happens to be a mayo jar. We also could use something like this. This is a peanut butter jar. Nice big lid. That's a big thing on these. They need to have a wide mouth. We also could use a spaghetti jar. And even for a smaller project, maybe with a larger group, you could use a container such as this. This is a Tropicana orange jar. And if you live near Wawa, for those of you that live in the Pennsylvania area or the Northeast and you love Wawa as much as I did when I lived there, they have the perfect containers with a wide mouth. For instance, if you go to the beach, pick up a whole bunch of dry sand and little rocks and shells and things that represent the trip. If you go to the mountains, maybe you're going to get gravel or rocks or whatever you get. That'll determine what goes into it. Collect them during the vacation. Not everything has to be from nature. Sometimes it can be buttons that you find, or even postcards if you want to get very creative. For this trip, because of where we went and where we're going, I chose to use sticks, little people, a rock, and bark, and for my base, we're using shells. So start with a base or a bunch of one item. That gives you a solid beginning. In this case, I'm using the shells to represent to me, I went from one shore to another. Once you've got your base, spread it out a little, then you add your items. So here goes. Before we left Philly, from the apartment complex I lived in, I took a little tiny branch from a tree and I put it to the side thinking, oh, I want to do something with it. What I'm doing is I'm just putting the branches right in here. Now, they have to fit inside. So if they're too tall, you have to reduce them or make them move a little. In this case, I'm going to shake them some so they go a little bit deeper into the shells. You can do that quite often if you've got a very nice sand. If you've got anything that has small parts, you can shake it and it'll go down. Then we went to St. Mary's, Pennsylvania, and we visited a friend of my husband's, Todd. And so here's Todd. Now, I colored Todd's outfit green because he had a green shirt when we visited. The little people you see here are little wooden people. I got them at a sale at Hobby Lobby. Next, we traveled on over and we went to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we saw this guy eating a huge 72-ounce steak and meal and hoping to get it free. He didn't accomplish it, but while we were there, I picked up a rock. And I like this little rock because it has all kinds of different layers and stuff. So I'm just going to put the rock over on the other side. Not on top of everybody, just on the other side. After that, we traveled on through Williams, Arizona, and ended up in Upland. Now the cool part about Upland is the eucalyptus trees. And this bark is everywhere. So I'm putting a bark from eucalyptus tree. And the fact that we get to visit our friend Janine and her family is just awesome too. So I'm putting Janine in there. You can make your labels out of paper and tape them on. You can even use puffy paint and put My Summer Vacation. Just make sure you put something on there so you can remember what your vacation was. Now I got a little crafty and creative here, and I created a bunch of labels. When I went into Staples today, I found these in the clearance zone. They're just labels. Always shop the clearance zone if you can. So I took the labels and I made them all different ways. You can see here. Some of them are just because there's friends. Some of them are with stickers. Some of them are just colored. Whatever you use, you can even print your labels, just so it says what it is and the year. I'm going to use this one right here. It says, from Philly to LA, 2014. This is where the adult takes over. I like making sure these are fully sealed. So what I do is I use a glue stick. Other people have used adhesive glue or glue cement, but I really like using my glue stick. Here's mine. And what I'll end up doing is I'll be putting a bubble layer all the way around the top, right like that. Put the cap on first, make sure it's sealed down, and then just hold it there a second. Just like that. When it's done, it won't come off. If you need to get it open at a later date, an adult with a really firm grip can open it, but it takes a lot of work, or you can heat the lid itself and it'll come off. So that is a My Summer Vacation, a memory jar that'll help you remember your summer trip, what you did for a special activity, or even all your friends that showed up at a Christmas bang. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a good day, and I love you very, very much.